Hey, welcome back to the thin line between empathy and codependency. So I'm going to start off with the definition of codependency as giving from Melody B from her book Codependency No More. So Melody states, a codependent person is one who has let another person's behavior affect him or her and is who obsessed with controlling that person's behavior. The other person might be a child, an adult, a lover, a spouse, a brother, a sister, a grandparent, a parent, a client, or a best friend. He or she could be an alcoholic, a drug addict, a mentally or physically ill person, a normal person who occasionally has sad feelings, or one of the people mentioned earlier. So Melody goes even deeper with her definition by saying this excerpt. But the heart of the definition in recovery lies not in the other person, no matter how much we believe it does. It lies in ourselves, in the way we have let other people's behavior affect us, and in the ways we try to affect them. By the obsessing, the controlling, the obsessive helping, caretaking, low self-worth, bordering on to self-hatred, self-repression, abundance of anger and guilt, peculiar dependency on peculiar people, attraction to intolerance for the bizarre, other-centeredness that results in abandonment of self, communication problems, intimacy problems, and an ongoing whirlwind trip through 5 stages of grief process. That was really, really deep. So with Melody's definition of codependency no more, I really do like how she, and I feel like a lot of other people who talks about codependency, I really do like how they kind of remind the person who is being labeled codependent or the person who identifies with being codependent. I like how they really emphasize that the only way this could be fixed is from within and not from the other person who are you having the issues with to change. It really is based on the codependent person themselves to make that effort for that room to change for them. So I really do like how many people just emphasizes a lot on this codependency is not based on so much of, oh, the other person needs to change. It's based on the person who is identified as a codependent to make the effort to start changing for them to see results and everything like that. With her definition and a few more other people's definition that I also noticed about the term codependency is how much they also emphasize the person who is identifying with being codependent is how much they do actually lack some type of love, some type of respect, some sort of boundary, not towards the other person, but towards a self. And when I mean by boundary, I just mean by telling yourself no when you think you're going to go above and beyond for someone that you don't have any business going above and beyond for. Realizing that, do I actually have to do all this? Maybe not. Did they ask me to do all that? If they did ask me to do all that, do I even want to do all that? Do I feel like doing all that? So I really do like how they emphasize of how much, like I said, it's the codependent person who identifies with that who has all the control of how this relation is going to end up being. Because if you, the codependent person, step away from it, then there's nothing else to be codependent on. There's nothing for you or that other person to rely on. It's gone. So sometimes when you just realize, just in general, how much you're putting into something and how much you're in control of something, and when you walk away, how much it vanishes, it kind of makes you realize, what was the issue? What is it? Was it even needed? So I really do appreciate Melody's definition of codependency because it gives the codependent person, I want to say, hope, and I want to make it say it makes them kind of realize that, I guess, yes, you can be a victim of it, especially if you're a child. So as anyone that's watching this, if you're watching it and you're 5 years old, you better stop watching it because it's going to upset you. But as an adult, you should be able to watch this and not walk away feeling like someone was beating you up, someone was just talking bad about your personal issues and things like that, you should walk away with realizing that some of the tendencies that you was using as being empathy or calling yourself an empath was really just you being codependent, and learning that you don't have to feel as though you owe everyone something. You don't have to feel as though your worthiness is coming from being assistance or being of something to someone else. That a lot of it really does stem from you. That's why they label it as self-esteem or self-worth. So the next video, I'm going to talk about the characteristics that Melody has said are codependency. And I'll make this clear that some of these characteristics we're going to list, it may feel like, how is that codependency? That's where the person who are doing some of these characteristics has to, like I said, put up a boundary within themselves to say, yes, I'm doing this, but this is not codependent because I'm stopping at this level, or my intentions is for this to turn out this way. It's not for it to turn out this way and I get praise from everyone and everyone just obey every word I say. So the next video, I'm going to go do a quick list of all the characteristic of codependency. And before I close out, I'll just list off the characteristics first. So one of them is caretaking. I mean, who doesn't caretake, you know? Low self-worth, repression, obsession, controlling, denial, poor communication, weak boundaries, and intimacy problems and sex problems. So those are the characteristics so far. You can start thinking yourself of, you know, do I do some of those things, and do I have intimacy issues, or am I not open to letting someone get close to me on an intimate level? So let's get ready, and in the next video we will go through each characteristic and break down the definition of what she means by it and a few examples. See you in the next video.